So I kind of just wanted to get this out there for some of my younger audience, or maybe you're in high school and you just kind of want to figure out what you're supposed to do with it. Um, I've just recently gotten out of high school, so my experience with high school is all of it, but I'm not like too far ahead that I forget about it. So I want to give you like a real view about how high school works and how you could help yourself through high school, because whether you realize it or not, high school is going to mean a lot, kind of. So we'll get started with middle school. In middle school, just fool around. I don't care. Middle school does not matter in the slightest. But the problem is going to be when you reach or when you get out of middle school and you go to high school, you need to try and make a transition to realizing that the next 4 years of your life are going to be very important, especially if you want to go to college. And I understand some of you may think I don't want to go to college right now, but it's something that there is 4 years of seeing new opportunities, new things, and new people that could potentially change that. And you could look back like I did. I look back and I wish I had changed a lot of things so I could go farther into my future with a much better goal. But I can't do that now. So I want to try and give you guys a better option and at least a little bit of advice that I have. So, step one when you're in high school is Quizlet and related things. Go ham with those. Like my like just please use those. They're going to help you out so much because everything they teach you in high school is all common core stuff. It's all stuff that they throw at everybody. So there's always a Quizlet for almost everything. Unless your teacher miraculously makes their own papers, there's usually a Quizlet for everything. The next option, alongside of that, is make sure that, like, especially in math, if there's a formula, find it, because formulas are by far one of the best things ever created. Why? Because repetition. All you have to do is get that formula down, plug in things, and you're set. That's what's great about formulas. And if you keep that mentality, you won't look at math as being something difficult to do anymore. You'll see it as, okay, I just need to go in, plug those numbers in, and leave. Now, some of you guys might have like classes that are just too difficult for you, and that's understandable. So do the bare minimum. And by that I mean don't like fail the class or barely turn in papers. I mean do the papers, but don't do anything extra. The way that I did it was find the instructions and just go step by step through those instructions. Cross off each section of the instructions until you get to the end. Do the bare minimum of what they say, and you're set. You don't have to work that hard. There's not much you have to do. You just get it, and you still get a good grade because you did everything, but with little effort. Another goal that I would give you guys is if you do take extracurricular activities, like, or maybe you take CCP classes, which are Call It Credit Plus, or anything related to that, do those. If you have the opportunity, do those. But at the same time, don't. If it depends on who you are. If you feel like you are a stressed, kind of cramped person like me, I didn't do those. I wish I had. I really wish I had, because I see the benefits of them now. But they're not required, and they're not even guaranteed to help you later on, depending on what you do. So if you're going to do those, make sure you're not one of those people that are very stressed and cramped and do a lot of things all the time that you don't have time for it. But those that do decide to pursue that, good for you. You definitely should. It's something that's going to help you out tremendously and could potentially save you thousands of dollars on college in the future. Now, some of you guys might not be planning on going to college, and of course, right now, that might not be something you're looking into. But once again, that could change. So, for those of you that do that, just give the minimum and make sure that you can get all your work in on time and make sure you get it done. But just do the bare minimum and you'll be fine. Make sure that your grades are up. That GPA means a lot. It means a lot. And what you want to do is just make sure it's above a 3.0. That's all you have to do. Now, of course, that's not required to get into colleges, but a 3.0 is solid to get into almost every college. And it's a very, very good GPA to have, and it's definitely going to be an easy goal to set for yourself. Of course, there are people that struggle with classes, such as math or science or anything like that. If you have the opportunity, get a tutor. I promise you it's worth it. Ask your parents for a tutor, or because some parents out there don't really help anymore, or they just completely forgotten everything from high school. And that's because all they did in high school, and same with us, was pick the information that the teachers gave us and regurgitate it back on a test and then completely forget it after that. So with that, they're not really the best to look at. So what I recommend is getting a tutor if you can. Of course, if you can't afford a tutor, there are so many YouTube channels out there that can help you out with everything. But please, try to take care of yourself in high school. I highly recommend you do. It's going to help you out tremendously on your forward stepping into the future. And I wanted to give you a little bit of advice for people that are maybe slightly into high school or just going into high school. Just keep that in mind, all right?